I try to allow for delicious ingredients, and then I allow for magic to happen, and it always does. I'm Maurice Harris, and I am an artist, and I am the founder of all things Bloom Plume, including the flower studio and the coffee shop. I've been obsessed with beauty since I've been a really young child and making things more beautiful. I think it came from like not feeling like I was beautiful or feeling like I fit in. And so I was always trying to make things around me more beautiful. And then as I got older, I learned that beauty is one of those subversive tools that we can use to speak about deeper issues. Like often I've always looked at myself as an individual and trying to figure out how different I am, and how that usually is my inspiration is like, how can I make myself more weird? And lately my inspiration is like, how do I see myself in others? And how can I be more connected to other folks? And that has actually been really, really interesting to me. So I'm constantly like looking at people where I'm like, oh, I aspired to do that, or oh, I see a little bit of myself, or oh, that ounce of freedom that they express like really resonates with me. And so then I want to figure out how to incorporate that into my work. I began to mix my floral practice with my photography because it was around like kind of the Trayvon Martin time, where Black men were dying at the hands of police, Black people were just dying and being mistargeted. And simultaneously, I'm in this super luxurious world of flowers where I deliver beauty to like the 1%, which are usually people that don't look like me, and the code switching that is involved in that. But it also is this strange thing of like, that could easily be me. And it was just a hard thing to negotiate for me. And so I was like, well, what does it look like when you bridge them together or put these two worlds together, my Blackness and my flower practice? When I first started with this idea of, I call my project The Color of Fear. It's like really putting Black bodies in relationship to flowers, what we obviously see as like really beautiful. And then when you just take the Black naked body, it's something that we often fear and are scared of and want to shoot or be repulsed by or overly sexualize. And so I felt like it was my duty to be behind the camera, because it's like my gaze was a little bit more careful. I knew how to hold the subjects in the way that I wanted to be held. Like there's a sense of vulnerability that I'm asking of them to trust me with. And so how I held that space, I think was really, really important for the work to be successful, or for people to be open and allow me to see them, which is really, really hard to do. I take a lot of care and a lot of pride in the way that I see, the way that I want to be seen, the people who are taking in this work, and how much I give away and how much I don't. And just wanting a level of honesty and a level of humanity to the work is extremely important to me, because I think it's so easy to fetishize Blackness. It's so easy to fetishize Black bodies. It's so easy to fetishize a Black male body into being like hyper masculine, hypersexual, like looking at their sexual organs and like just being like, ah, like, and obsessing over it, as opposed to like, this is just another being that isn't using their clothes as armor and is just like, hey, can you just see me as another human being? So care is huge in accomplishing the work. You know, the show was centered around the color blue, and I really was interested in this idea of like blue black, and like folks that have like this like more darker blue undertone to their skin, and which is often like criticized or overly fetishized. And I thought it was interesting to lean into that and humanize that, while also making a very, very beautiful, compelling image. Lately, I've been trying to be on more of a hunt of like, how am I like other folks? Or what in other folks do I see that I wish I had in me? Or things that I want to highlight that I feel like there's a synergy between our beings that I think is really beautiful. Khalif, the model, is just a person that I look at and I see a very free person, and they allow themselves to like just be who they are in the world, and that's something that I aspire to do. Like I just wanted it to be a little bit more human, like where you actually can see a few different sides to what makes this person a full complete person, as opposed to just essentializing them into this like kind of royal grandiose stance. I'm usually always trying to make sure everything is encapsulated in one image, and it's like it really shows this whole complete person. And it's like, wait a minute, there are so many sides to us. We are so multi-dimensional, and I think that we don't actually show everything. And that's kind of the vibe, is like I just get a vibe from folks of like where I'm like, you possess this thing that like I want to capture. Will you allow me to capture it? And a lot of times they do.